What's up, everybody? This is Matt, and this is Dave, and this is Dan, and this is Movie Punch for Monday, July 27th. And we want to talk about... I don't even know. Should we even call this a movie?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
The most epic movie of epic movies. Thank you.
So, over the weekend, we watched Sharknado 3.
And now we don't have to watch any other movie.
Nope.
Right.
Ever.
I'm
That
done with
wins
movies for the year.
Everything.
Done.
I don't... it premiered last...
Oscar sweep.
I think it was Wednesday, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was last Wednesday, the 22nd.
Yeah.
We didn't get our hands on it until this weekend. But, I don't know, guys. It was something.
It was a tour de force, is what it
It
was,
really
Matt.
was.
It
It
was a
was.
tour de force.
That was the words I was looking for.
I know. It had every B actor or people who haven't had a career in a while in it.
Right. So, you know.
And it had sharks.
It did.
sharks.
And tornadoes.
In tornadoes.
So we've never really
Shark
talked about
games.
the Sharknado films before.
Games.
I think the first one started out as just another silly sci-fi, mix a thing with a thing, and then stuff happens. But for some reason, this one took off more than all the other ones, more than, I don't even know which other ones there are.
Here's your text. Sharknado, enough said. Enough said.
Yeah.
That's the first one. Sharknado 2, Shark Happens. And then Sharknado 3, oh, hell no.
Yeah.
So you automatically know you're in for something amazing.
Well, I think
Oh Hell No was actually spoken in the movie by Brad Keselowski. He was a NASCAR racer when they were at the Daytona 500 racing, and
Oh, that's right.
the shark came out of the sky and killed Brad Keselowski.
There
So,
you go. Kozlowski.
yes, that guy.
Well,
There's Dave, our resident NASCAR.
Sharknado expert. But I think the first one was just as ridiculous as the rest of them. But for some reason, that really resonated with people, and they decided to make a second one.
It was an excellent, crappy movie. Is
Yeah.
what it was.
It was entertaining.
People enjoy to laugh at movies like this, and sci-fi does a lot of movies like this that don't catch
Lavalantula.
on.
Right, which we haven't seen yet.
which don't catch on. And Sharknado just hit. It was lightning in a bottle, and I hate to say that about a crappy movie, but it is.
Well, that's
perfect.
perfect.
Yeah, it
Lightning in a
became
bottle.
popular because of its cheesiness and the actors that they had in it. And then from there, it just became its own cultural phenomenon.
Well, I mean, think about the first one. We all watched together. I want to say it was. I don't think it was around Dragon Con, or maybe
No,
it
it
was.
was when we were coming back from Florida.
That's
no,
right.
that was Ghost Shark.
No, it was the same. We watched that one at the same
we
time.
watched that. Yeah, we watched that at the same night.
We watched them on different nights. We watched on the way
it was the
to
same-
Florida, we watched
Yeah,
Sharknado.
yeah.
And on the
Oh,
way
okay.
back from
Yeah, yeah.
Florida, we watched Ghost Shark.
But think about how much fun we had watching that together. And I think that's where the magic is. Like, so what I was thinking is the first one was just run of the mill mixed movies, just like the rest of them. But that one was so much fun. People had so much fun watching it that they realized they had something they could really sort of capitalize on. So now the second and the third one and the fourth one, I'm sure they make it for that purpose. Like it's
They
intentionally
showed
bad.
Sharknado in the movie theaters, for crap's sake.
Did they really?
Yeah, they actually. It was so. It was like Rocky Horror and
Yeah.
and Napoleon Dynamite and all these movies that just hit. That everybody was like, "Oh, we're going to go see it," and they made a bunch of money in the theaters. It was a limited run thing, but they actually showed it in the theaters, and people were filling these theaters to see it. And I think it was like you said, everybody likes being around each other when it plays,
Yeah.
just so
That's the
they
thing,
can,
yeah.
just so they can like watch
Yeah,
everybody's.
I'm not going to
reactions.
go buy Sharknado on Blu-ray so I can listen to the director.
Well,
talk
you don't
about
have
what
to
he was
because
feeling.
I already have it. So I'll
That's
just
just embarrassing. You're fired.
It was
Off the
$5
show.
it was-
You're not allowed to own it.
It was $5.
It was in a loot crate.
So.
Give me back.
So Sharknado 3 though was I'd have to say it probably wasn't my it's so weird to say. It wasn't my favorite
Really?
of the three.
I think it brought all the characters together. I think it felt like it brought everybody else.
What's funny about these is each one is kind of like Dragon Ball Z. Like each one has to top the last.
Yeah.
So you know the I don't even remember what the second one had. The big thing in the second one, but in this one
It was in New York. It was New York, man.
when
It's
they
the
went
huge
up on
storm that
the-
hit New York. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's right. At the end, they had to
They
at
blew up
the end.
the Freon tank.
Yeah, they had to drop bombs essentially into the tornado in the second one. But how do you top that?
Well, you go to space.
Yeah.
And you shoot a Sharknado with a laser.
The Star Wars.
Oh, yeah, hold on. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert for
Oh, yeah.
Sharknado. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, this one, and Dave, you watched this before we did, and I remember you putting in our Google Hangout that this one had cameos by everybody.
If you were any person in Hollywood, you had a cameo in this movie.
Right.
How Hollywood even
If you lived like 3 blocks off of Hollywood, you had a cameo
this
in this.
movie.
Yeah, there was no George Clooney or
No,
Brad
yeah,
Pitt.
it's more if you used to be in Hollywood.
If you did something that people remembered you from,
Right.
you were in this movie.
Any movie where Mark Cuban is the president just is something special. But I was looking through the list here. You know, you got
Michelle Bachmann. It had Ariana Huffington. It had like all these like. It's like why?
Yeah, no, Ian Ziering and Tara Reid. Obviously, they've been in all of them.
And
Frankie
Ian Ziering is
Muniz.
still streaming. That's all I gotta say.
He
He's
is.
good.
He really is. David Hasselhoff, Bo Derek, Michael Winslow, the Ann Coulter. What's his name?
You know what wins this? I think what makes Sharknado so much fun is because I think Ian Ziering actually takes it seriously when he's doing it. He knows it's just a crappy film. He knows,
Yeah.
but he plays his part in the crappy film so well.
Yeah.
Like Tara Reid, it looks like she's reading from a cue card and she's still drunk. Ian actually feels like he's actually really, you actually are like, oh, I'm feeling for you, Ian. You're right, man.
You know,
Sharknado spin.
That's a great point because I feel like he knows this is. And you know, it's not even fair to say it's a bad movie because it's not supposed to be good. It is what it is. But I think that he, just like you said, he knows that it's satire, and he says, you know what, I'm gonna give it 100%. I'm gonna make the best satire movie I can.
Yes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Where Tara Reid is just, I mean, she's
calling it in.
She's awful.
Totally is. She's just her line is just like somebody's got a cue card to the side of the screen. Oh no, Finn, help me. Oh no.
So, oh gosh, I don't even know where to start. So basically,
There's nowhere to start.
actually,
You go with this. This takes off the events right after Sharknado
Yes.
2. Okay, so if you haven't seen Sharknado 2, you're gonna be a little lost.
you're not gonna know what's going on.
Yeah.
So Sharknado 2 is in New York, and Finn is going to DC to get his medal for saving
In
the
the
planet.
most intense
5 minutes.
first 5 minutes of a movie
Just get
ever.
to the White House to get his award is
Right.
just over the top. It's just amazing. And from there on, Sharknadoes ensue.
And the great thing is, in
It's
the
just Sharknadoed.
in the first one, I feel like they sort of attempted to explain how a Sharknado can happen. In this one, they're like, "F that."
Science.
You have sat through 2 Sharknadoes, and you are watching the third one on purpose.
Yeah.
We don't even care about explaining anything because while he is there getting his award, a Sharknado just comes out of nowhere.
It's out of there, man. And
Out of
that's so
nowhere.
funny because they have Al from the Today Show.
Al Roker, yeah.
Yeah, he's straight up giving weather forecasts of we see a Sharknado coming into the New
Like it's a
Jersey
thing now,
shoreline.
yeah.
And it's coming down towards New York City and blah blah blah.
Don't forget
Like,
the
it's a-
NWS.
Right,
They
it
were
just-
all about the NWS.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The whole point of it was like they don't care if you haven't seen the first 2 Sharknadoes. They're not giving you any help of how to get to where they are now.
Yeah.
A Sharknado is a normal thing in this movie now. It's like, and if you see coming in from the south, we have a Sharknado coming down, and that's going to cause havoc on the traffic there in New York City.
Yeah.
And blah, blah. It's like it's not even that big of a deal.
Yeah.
But this is Sharknado Eastern Seaboard wall of water NATO. Shark
Well, and that's another way they tried. They have to top the last one. Is that the last couple? It's just been a Sharknado. It's like, how do we top a Sharknado? There's multiple Sharknados, and somehow they have aligned the entire East Coast, and you can't break through.
There is actually no sharks left in the ocean.
No.
They're all in the Sharknado.
And they actually explained how like the sharks were hanging out in the clouds or something.
Yeah, that's how they were getting into Tennessee and his back roads that he took from D.C. to Florida that he was driving and ended up somewhere in the backwoods, the hills of wherever he was. But it's like the sharks are now living in the skies and the clouds, and it's because they now just, that's where sharks live. They live on the ice
in this world.
And they swim around in clouds, and then they fall from the sky during Sharknadoes. The one thing I love about all the Sharknadoes is that it is a beautiful day, and in 5 seconds, it is just death and carnage and wind that just destroys for about a minute, and then it's like, whew, we're good again. We're good
and then
again.
all the sharks just fall out of the sky, just literally just fall.
Of sharks everywhere. It is amazing how many sharks they killed.
Like the White House and stuff, they were just like, it was like somebody was taking a wrecking ball to it, and it's just like this fish hits it. It's like,
I mean, sharks were falling through the roof, through the ceiling.
In that wind velocity, right? You're in a Sharknado. That's
Mr. President, come in here. This is the most secure place in the world. Get in here, and they open the door, and it's like.
Right, and that shark,
Like,
sharks are coming
where
out of
the hell
nowhere.
did that come from?
And it's funny because it's not like there is no buildup. It is a sunny day, a little fog, and then a Sharknado just happens, and the Sharknadoes happen to kill a few.
That proves my point. The first one there was build up. It's like, oh, there's a tornado. Oh, and it swooped up all the sharks. This one, it's 0 to 60. It's sunny day, death.
There wasn't even a tornado. He just drove into fog.
Yeah, it just got foggy in a town in Tennessee, and boom, Sharknado out of nowhere because there was moisture in the air and they live in the sky now.
Right.
Because sharks don't live in the ocean anymore. They live in the sky.
Yeah.
Because they live on fresh water that's iced over in the cloud, and that's where they come from. I mean, have you guys ever taken a science class? Duh. So what I love about this, too, is that the fact that in the first movie, they do explain a little bit, but Finn, who is a champion surfer from California, so pretty much a beach bum, is the smartest guy in the entire
world.
And the only man equipped to handle Sharknadoes.
Sharknado, man. Oh, the only other person that can do it is his dad, which is, of course, David Hasselhoff.
Right, of course. Who else is it going to be?
Right. And they are the only two that are the smartest men in the entire world, and that's just because they have links, like Dave said, to the NWS, or National Weather Service to everybody else, but they have to make it sound like a spy group that monitors our weather system.
To quote the movie, they have connections at the NWS.
Yeah, at the NWS.
It's so blatantly terrible. Like Cassie Serbo, is that her?
Cassie Serbo, I think, or Serbo?
So she's in the first one and she's in the third one. So if you didn't see the first one, you don't know what happened to her.
Right.
But she was inside a shark. Anyways, she has a gun that has a rubber sword on the front of it. But they're trying to make it look real. But then she's like loading the gun and the rubber sword is bending and flapping in the wind. And you're just like, are you serious? They're not even trying. Or the self-destruct button, like Matt said last night, is on the top of the RV. It won't be inside. That's just stupid. We need to put on top while Frankie
Muniz
is climbing there and having body parts bit off him in a military base because the Sharknado is just throwing sharks at him, and is able to hit it with his nose and self-destruct his camper, which, by the way, if you self-destruct camper, stops the Sharknado. It just completely... It's just... Yeah. Yep. So... and that's not even the overtop part. That is just part of the movie.
Yeah, that's just the beginning.
And we realize that we're kind of all over the place with this, but that's kind of how the movie is. So, really is. I mean...
Finn driving from D.C. to Florida, or to Universal Studios, pretty much. And he's just going to meet his wife, and the Sharknadoes come in, and then they have to do something. I don't care, spoilers. They go to space, and they're going to save the planet by going to space. And David Hasselhoff is the only man to go to space as a pilot.
Well, thankfully,
is our
Beach Bum Finn, his dad, is an astronaut.
Yes.
And he has connections at NASA who get him access to a top secret shuttle that will help get them into space.
Yeah, the Independence.
Yeah, the Independence, and it's going to help them get to a satellite that will shoot a frickin' laser beam down to earth.
It's part of the Star Wars from the 1980s.
It is, but they had to turn it on manually, and David Hasselhoff's jetpack only had enough. No, wait. The shuttle.
It only had enough to get to the satellite, but at the
not
end
back
of
to the shuttle.
he made it to the moon.
He couldn't get back to the shuttle, but he made it to the moon, where he was living at the end.
I think
just walking around and hanging out.
The only thing you have to say is that the shuttle is destroyed, and Finn and Tara Reid's character make it to Earth by being inside sharks that burn up in the atmosphere, and land after Finn shoots his parachutes outside the shark that is burnt up. And Tara Reid has a baby inside a shark falling from space that's burning up in the atmosphere.
I can't even believe you said that sentence. Like that I never thought we would.
I don't think you don't have to have another movie. Like I said, Oscars. There's nothing that's going to match it.
You're overlooking. Now, all of this stuff is incredible, but it's actually just another day for a surfer who knows how to fly a fighter jet.
Yeah. He's a fighter jet pilot, which we did not know. This guy Finn is just the man, really. This is all there is to it. He just knows his stuff about everything, and we just thought he was a beach bum that liked to surf a lot and won some championships.
This is why I'm going to start learning to surf so that I can learn also how to fly an F-14 fighter jet.
There's some great scenes with. Where the sharks are attacking and they have to show the military guys shooting their guns, but it's all on green screen and it's just awful looking. They have to have the whole Finn sliding on his knees, shooting two on him, killing sharks that are flying over. By the way, the slowest slide I have ever seen in my entire life. He is barely moving, so you can tell he's on a dolly being pulled. But it's
the slowest slide in the history of slides on television.
There you go.
Yet the guns are still going off at full speed.
Right.
Just in physics-wise, a shark being flinged at you at 60 miles an hour and you shoot it with an M16 is not going to change the trajectory of the shark that's coming at you. It's still going to hit you. But if you shoot it in any way, in this movie, boom, it explodes or falls to the side. You stop it.
The Cuban takes that grenade, pulls the pin out with his tooth or with his teeth and heaves it at it, and it goes right in its mouth.
Right in its mouth, midair, shark blows up.
Nothing but that.
Give it to him. He does own a basketball team, so he could be a good shot. So.
Yep. I want to go back to Tara Reid
being terrible.
Well, being pregnant through the whole movie, not showing any signs of contractions or birth pains or anything, and then
dropping a kid,
and then going out to space, and which
it's the gravity. That's what it is.
We didn't talk about gravity. Right,
that baby just pop right out.
Well, the only reason Tara Reid went into space is because she had to run to the shuttle where Finn and his dad were, because apparently NASA has no security and anybody can just run up to the bridge of a space shuttle, and then of course a Sharknado is happening. So Nova, the friend to Finn, has to get in a fighter jet because she knows how to fly too, and she clears the way for the shuttle. Which
is amazing because pretty much she just flies away. And any clearing of anything, she just flies off.
So that's why Tara Reid ends up in the shuttle, and she gets in that spacesuit fast. She gets in that spacesuit during the 10-second countdown.
For a pregnant woman, that's
right? Exactly.
And it fit.
You have to suspend belief also because they get to 4 on the countdown and just stop it and then start again.
30 seconds.
Right. Within a countdown, if people know anything about it, within the 10 to 15 seconds, there's already gases and stuff being happening underneath the space shuttle. And all this is going off. So if you have to stop the countdown in any way and hit the kill switch, you are not going into space that day. That's just not going to happen because they have to reset everything. But again, this is a movie and it's made of magic, and that's why
it's made of magic and fairy dust. Because I just want to get back to Tara Reid. So sharks fly up into space where they don't freeze, and they poke holes all in the shuttle. Tara Reid nearly gets swept out. A shark comes and gobbles her up whole. And then Finn gets gobbled up by a shark. No, he purposely goes into a shark, re-enters Earth's atmosphere inside a shark, as does Tara Reid. He makes it down, busts himself out. Tara Reid busts herself out, but you know she's doing this because she holds out the baby first.
That's right.
She gave birth inside a shark while re-entering Earth's atmosphere all by herself.
And the funny thing is, she is standing at the end of the movie like nothing happened.
And her pregnancy belly is gone.
Yeah, it's just gone. That is
And
pretty freaking amazing.
Where was her parachutes in the shark?
Yeah, that's true. I don't know how her shark made the fall. It was just, okay, she's good.
The great thing about her is that we get to decide her fate in the greenlit Sharknado 4.
That's true.
Obviously, Nerd Punch voted April dies.
Down. We want Finn with Nova.
Yes, we do.
Nova's way cooler. She can fly a fighter jet.
She can.
She doesn't have a mechanical hand that turns into a saw.
A chainsaw with a retractable chainsaw, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a no-brainer, guys.
So if Finn and Nova, I guess our ship name for them is Finova.
Finova.
Hashtag Finova. That's it.
Okay.
Let's get that trending, people.
Matt's not allowed to make names anymore. It's fine.
Finova. I mean,
How about Non?
What?
How about Non?
No, Finova. Man, we need to get this trending now,
Are you
folks.
sure?
Finova in
Finova.
Sharknado 4. Hashtag April dies. Hashtag Finova lives. Hashtag Sharknado 4 rules.
Shinova lives.
My big question that I've been wanting to ask you guys, and I was hoping Opie and Tim would be on too, but best cameo.
You know,
It's got to be the Hoff. Would you count his as cameo though? Because he had a
I don't think it's really a cameo.
Ocho Cinco works for NASA.
Yes.
Drop the mic.
Michael Winslow works for NASA. Wasn't it Ray J as well?
Ray J worked for NASA.
Ray J works for NASA.
No. Chris Jericho is the roller coaster operator.
That's mine.
Boom!
Mine was Jericho as the roller coaster operator.
Chris Jericho has dropped so far on the scene that he now just works a ride at Universal Studios. That is it. And it was sad to see that because I really liked him as a wrestler, and now seeing him,
he runs up the stairs and gets everybody off the elevator or off the ride.
and takes
they
a
ask
pregnant
each
woman.
one- They interrogate each person.
Yeah,
getting
he
off the-
takes a pregnant woman to the top of the mountain there, up a steel cage, behind the lines there of an amusement park. First of all, he's going to get fired. I hate it for him, but he's going to have to be working at like the Stop and Go now. So he gets them to do that. Then they have to interrogate everybody who is freaking out because they're stuck on a roller coaster at the top of the hill. But we have to interrogate you each time you come through here.
Right. Have you seen my daughter? Have you seen my daughter? It's like, lady, I'm going to die in a Sharknado. Let me off. Have you seen my daughter? Penn and Teller were in there. Holly Madison, the playmate, was in there. I think one of the other ones was, too, in the diner. Chris Kirkpatrick from NSYNC.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
was a
saw that
lifeguard?
too. I don't know who he was, though.
He was a lifeguard. Oh, the lifeguard.
Yeah, man, he has gotten big.
Yeah, Chad Johnson, Ocho Cinco, he was in there. George R.R. Martin
Yeah.
was eaten by a shark in the movie theater. Of course, you had Matt Lauer, Al Roker, Natalie Morales, and Savannah Guthrie. Oh, Kathy Lee Gifford, and Hoda.
Yep.
Hoda.
Hoda.
From the Today Show. They were all in there. Jared Fogle was in there. No, Chris Jericho was the best
Grant Imahara was the security guard. Or
Yeah,
was
they had like one line in it, and then they
Yeah.
were on. You know, Bill Engvall was the guard there, or was like the secretary of Rednecks or whatever. and you know, Imahara is there to say one line and then be eaten by a shark. You know,
Grant Imahara didn't even say anything. He was just there as a Secret Service agent. He got
Right.
shot or got ate.
yeah. So I mean,
Cindy Margolis. I used to love her. I don't remember her in the movie, but Miss Lilella.
what'd you call me?
I don't remember who she was, but
Oh,
so
Yeah,
overall,
Like I said, if you were in Hollywood at any given time when this was being filmed, you were probably in the movie.
yes.
If you wanted to be or not.
don't say that. You're ruining a lot of really good actors' names. If you lived near Hollywood and you now have a one-bedroom apartment outside of Hollywood and you work at a Universal Studios lot, then yes, you got a
Then
cameo.
congratulations, you could pay rent for another month because you were in this movie.
You were in this.
So overall, Sharknado 3, it was. I mean,
It was phenomenal.
these movies. I mean, they're made this way on purpose. You can't take them seriously, but they were. It was fun as hell to watch. We were drinking some beers while we were watching it, which I highly recommend. I mean, it was fun. I mean, I didn't like it as much as the other ones, but it was still we laughed a lot
Yes.
Yeah.
at the ridiculousness of it. So if you can find it on TV or Netflix has the first two, I'm sure this one will be on eventually. Don't watch this alone. You need a group of friends,
Yeah.
preferably drunk and or high. But yeah, absolutely watch this because it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. It is fun.
Dan, you saw something else that
Oh yeah.
maybe was even worse.
It's worse in a bad way. I mean, Sharknado is bad, but it's bad in a good way.
Right.
Sharknado is a movie that's made that
It's
you
supposed to
laugh
be
at
bad.
and have fun with, and
Right.
that's what it's made for. I went and I had to see it just because I wanted to see it. I went and saw Pixels, and I went on Sunday morning about 11:15
Not really sure why you did that.
Yeah, why did you see Pixels instead of Ant-Man?
because I have.
Were you hungover or something?
I have no reason to see Ant-Man. I'm not
But
super
it's-
excited about seeing it.
Awesome.
Okay.
Ant-Man is really good.
Okay, fair enough. But I went to see Pixels to protect the world from what I saw. So there was 5 of us in the theater. I think 5 or 6 people total in there, and I think Adam Sandler just doesn't want to do movies anymore. I think he just
wants to hang out with his
he's like-
friends.
Yeah, I think they smoke a lot of weed, and they're like, "We're still super funny with the same old jokes that we say all the time. We should make another movie together. Who's in?" And then they make a movie. They give each other a paycheck. It goes to the theater. I mean, to the point that Adam Sandler in his last few movies tries to play this swarmy, hey, I'm a cool guy, but I'm doing something nerdy, but I'm cool kind of swagger where he's rude to everybody and his jokes are dumb.
Yeah.
There is a point in this movie when Kevin James is the president of the United States,
Oh.
and
Wow.
Adam Sandler's his buddy that
They
works
could have
for.
got Mark Cuban. It would have been better.
They Adam Sandler is this guy that works for like what's the thing for Best Buy? Geek Squad. So he works this thing called Nerd something or whatever's the name of it. And so he drives around and does tech stuff. But he has full access to the president because they grew up together and they're best friends. And so he can go and see the president whenever he feels like it. And then it
Seems
starts
legit,
out with them
okay.
as kids, and an arcade comes into town, and Adam Sandler's this kid that can sit at a game and he can find the patterns real quick in a video game, and he goes to a championship, and the person that beats him is a young Peter Dinklage character that beats him at the tournament or whatever, is the only person. So he comes in second place, and then they grow up and everything. Kevin James is now the president. He works in this nerd squad. He's never really lived up to his potential, and at that time when they had this tournament, which was cool. It was Dan Aykroyd who was running it.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And they were talking about, we're going to send this up into space and show them, some of the stuff. And then in the future, the aliens show back up and they start destroying things in the form of these creatures
They
that were in the
interpreted
video
the
game.
message wrong, right?
As an act of war or battle. That's what they interpreted it as. So they show back up and they challenge the Earth to multiple games at different points on the planet and gives them the coordinates of where they're going to show up. And the Earth has 3 lives to survive through this. If they don't, the planet, the aliens destroy their planet. And so each team has like 3 lives. And each game is different that comes down. It's terrible acting through the whole thing. It's just really, really bad. And there's some really good people in there that just don't do well. Like Peter Dinklage is a very good actor.
Oh, yeah.
He did this for a paycheck because he is awful in this movie. He is so bad in this movie.
Well,
and I think
you
it's just
kinda
the character
wonder
that he gave.
At what point are they trying to be that way? Are they trying to make this just some corny? Goofy...
No, because they're actually taking it seriously in the movie. At point in Sharknado, that some of these people don't take it serious. They're just goofing off and they're just having fun. And it's just a paycheck, and they know that, and they know what the movie's about, and they're very forward about that. This is what it is. We know it's crappy. This is people who are trying to act, who do a terrible job because of the characters that they're put in. So Peter Dinklage is a good actor, but they gave him a terrible part. Who plays the swarmy, snappy, hey man, I'm video game guy, and I'm better than you. Ah, this kind of dude. And it's awful through the whole thing. And Kevin James, I think he was the only one that was actually trying to act out of Adam Sandler's crew, but he plays the same goofy, hey, I'm a big guy, yeah, whatever, dumb character he always plays and everything. And so there's nothing new there. Adam Sandler's the person I am the most ticked off at because he does not act in any movie he has done in like 5 or 10 years. Every movie he puts out is suck. Pure suck. Grown Ups 2, this, Blended.
I haven't seen an Adam Sandler movie in I don't even know how long.
They are just awful all the way through. And I'll fight anybody who says they aren't because they're just terrible movies. And you can go to IMDb and see the ratings they've got. They're just terrible films. And he just... There's this whole awkward moment where the whole group is it's like the war room and they have all the generals are in there and everything and they're talking and stuff like that. And Adam Sandler comes in and he's like, blah, 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 it says his little piece and they run him out. And as he's leaving, there's like this minute part where he's leaving and he's popping jokes. Oh, why is Harry Potter and Gandalf in the same room? Hey, old man, I'll talk to you later. Why don't you get up with your walker? Good joke, Adam. And you're just sitting there like, oh my gosh, this is so embarrassing that you're saying this stuff because you used to be really funny and now you're terrible. You're terrible, terrible, terrible. And it's just there were 2 parts that had me laugh out loud, and they weren't even by Adam Sandler. It was by Josh Gade. He plays
Gad, yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's got a couple parts that just crack me up because he plays the nerd that, he still lives in his mother's basement. And
of course.
Yeah. No, don't worry. I'll get to that in a minute where it's just like, they're making fun of that again. And it's like, dude, we're in the 2015. You don't need to make fun of people who are like that. That's just how they live. Gamers are gamers, they're people. And they're kind of poking fun and making fun of that. And he has this point where they have the Navy SEALs in there and he's having a hard time talking to him. And then he just blows up at all of them. He's going off and getting in all their faces. And he's this little nerdy guy. And he's just all up in their faces. And it cracked me up. That was a really good point. And then there's another point later on in the film that had me laugh out loud too. But that's it. Those are the only 2 parts. And he was the only one involved with that. The rest of the film, you just sit there going, well, yeah, that happened. The CGI is cool watching them fight Centipede, or at the end when all the monsters start coming out of the ship and they're all over the place and you get to see them all in their pixelated form, and like the movie's really quiet, and then when the battle starts it's like mega loud, so it just hits you all of a sudden, which is kind of annoying. But it was cool seeing all that stuff, but it wasn't. I mean, the parts that they thought were funny were in the trailer. There's nothing better than that.
I hate that. I hate that so bad.
The whole part where he walks up, gets his hand bit because he's Pac-Man's creator. That's the only part that guy is in the entire film, and they already showed that in the preview. So it's like, it's stupid. Why did you even show that? And of course, Adam Sandler is the only one that can save the planet because he played video games in 1982. And it's very dumb. It's terrible acting.
It sounds really cliche too. Like you've got the nerd in the parents' basement. You've got there's just the one guy who can defeat these aliens because he was the best at arcade games. Nobody else, and I mean,
there's like an underlining, like Peter Dinklage when in 1982 actually cheated in the game, and then at the end they find out that he cheated, and he cheats during the part with the Pac-Man, and so the aliens say you failed to follow the rules, and so we're attacking you anyways. You don't get another life. You lose that because you cheated, and they didn't know he had, because he was using the cheat code in a car driving around New York that made him zip faster to get the Pac-Man, because that's possible when you're in a Mini.
Right.
Driving through New York. I don't know how that happened, but because they're fighting Pac-Man, all of a sudden he can do all
You're
the
talking about aliens from space who can mimic the form of arcade games.
Well, that's fine. They could probably do that, but he's in a car.
Oh, right.
Life, and he used a cheat code to zip fast to where Pac-Man was. That doesn't make any sense to me at all. That's just dumb. And it's not good. Don't go see it. Please don't. Don't give this movie any money. If you see Adam Sandler, punch him. It's just just because he is a terrible actor now. And I'm
Do
sorry.
what Dan should have done and go see Ant-Man instead, because Ant-Man is fantastic. We won't talk about it today. Dan hasn't seen it. Me and Dave may record something on it because I really want to talk about it. But yeah, it's fantastic. Pixels doesn't sound like it is.
It's not. Don't go
And everybody knew that before it came out.
I just had to go see it. I had to see the
See,
trailer.
it looked like it was going to be fun.
It looked like it could have been, and that's what. And it had video game stuff in it, so I was kind of like.
I mean, it looked like it could have been fun. My son wanted to see it. We didn't make it out there, but I was thinking, okay, this will be a fun movie. I like games. He likes games. This is sort of references classic games, but in a new way. This will be a fun father-son thing to go do. But I mean, I'm hearing that it's not. Well, I mean, from
It
what you're saying,
looked
I
like
don't
it
even
could have
wanna-
been a. It looked like it could have been a really good movie until Adam Sandler came on,
right.
and then you're just like, well,
I mean, even the posters I would see hanging in a movie theater, I was kind of like, "What is this Pixels thing? What is
Yeah.
this? Looks really cool. What are all these videos?" And then when the trailer starts, it's like, "In 1982, we sent these videos to the space, and now these aliens have returned." And then it shows Adam Sandler in the trailer, and you're just like,
ruined.
"There it went."
I wonder if he is kind of at the end of his acting rope, like if he's just kind of almost done, you know.
I think he does it for a paycheck. That's it. So Happy Madison Pictures can get studio productions. That's it.
Yeah.
He does it with the same crew. You know, Nick Sarsgaard is in this one. I think that's his name. Swarsgard.
Samsonite.
Samson.
That's way off.
You know, they had a trailer for Transylvania 2, which is his animated show, and that first one was not very good. And this one, the jokes, again, are... What kills me is they make the jokes that are right on the head, that you know already, before the punchline is even given, and they think that's funny.
They're like obvious jokes. Yeah,
The obvious jokes.
punchlines,
And
yeah.
it is like, okay. And the sad thing was, I went on to Tennessee for the week before this on vacation with family, and my brother and my mom and all them were like, "Oh, we're going to go see Pixels when it comes out. That looks so much fun." Dan, have you seen Paul Blart Mall Cop 2? That is the greatest
Oh my
comedy
gosh.
ever. And I'm just like, "Oh, Mom, Dad, why?"
No.
You're like, please tell me I'm adopted or something.
Right. It's like, why do you like terrible stuff? So, yes, it's not very good. And we'll go ahead and kill the video here. That's fine. But please don't go see Pixels. It is not good at all.
Don't support it.
I am totally fine with anybody in the comments that want to attack me on that. Go right
I don't
ahead.
think anybody will.
So I don't think there's going to be any attacks there.
I think when it first came out, the review count was still low, but on Rotten Tomatoes it had 0%.
Yeah, right now it's at 18% on Rotten Tomatoes. So it's come up a little bit. But
So there's somebody
it is still
who might
the
fight you.
third worst reviewed movie of the summer so far. It is.
What are the other two?
I don't know. That's just what it had on Rotten Tomatoes at the top. It just said one of the worst reviewed movies of the summer is Pixels. So there you go. That's
Okay.
it.
Well, that's wow.
Don't go see it.
So you had more fun watching Sharknado then? It sounds like.
Oh, definitely. Well, Sharknado knows what it is. It knows it wants to do dumb. This is just blatantly, let's take advantage of anybody who liked Adam Sandler, and I'm just going to keep making movies because I know I have a few fans still out there, and not try with the jokes. I'm not even going to give an effort. I seriously think that they all sit around and they smoke so much weed, they've all gone dumb.
Could be.
Yeah, I literally think that. It's sad.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, there you go. There is the official Nerd Punch review of Pixels. So if you want to, if you want to see any more videos, if you want to see if we see any other bad movies or not, go to youtube.com/nerdpunch.
Apologize for this week. Every video I've been on this week, I am just Mr. Angry Pants. I am not usually like this. I'm usually Mr. Happy Pants. And I just want to tear down things that are just awful. I'm becoming that old man. Get off my lawn. Give me better movies. I hate it.
YouTube.com/nerdpunch is our YouTube channel. You can also follow us on Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook, all of those /nerdpunch as well. And nerdpunch.com is where you can find some other videos and musings of our liking, whatever. And until next time, we will talk to you guys later. See ya.
See ya.
Freeze frame.